It's May, and there's new local art at the Harrison Center, but you're home, staying safe, wearing your masks. But we're journalists, we're essential workers, as are construction crew workers, and they've been able to hang some art here in the gallery annex. This is work from Tom Day. He is actually an artist in residence here at the Harrison Center. It's called Varied, and he did these portraits last year, some a couple of months ago, and many of them during the past month while he's been in isolation in his studio, living in his studio here in the Harrison Center. Now, I talked to him on the phone recently about his work. He actually paints on an iPad Pro and then prints on the canvases and then physically paints on top of that with slow-drying acrylic paint.
I do a lot of figural and portrait work, but this has less of kind of a conceptual depth than some of the other series that I've been working on. I like to work in ideas of social justice, finding issues that I don't personally struggle with, but others do, and presenting it in a way that is kind of from a privileged perspective and a voice of power, I guess.
Having that talent and that ability to use the digital and the technology, has that made it easier for you to continue to create work during this crisis?
Absolutely. Actually, even before the crisis, I'm definitely the type of person that loves to go to different locations and work on things, specifically cafes, things like that. I illustrate. I just go and sit there. Sometimes I'll do from life or I'll usually be working on something. I rarely actually work digitally inside my studio. I just kind of find it confining. I actually live out of my studio. That sort of situation has stifled, I guess, my inspiration or my ability to work in some way. It's not super negative. I think during this crisis I'm learning more and more on how to work digitally out of my space and work traditionally out of my space and enjoy it. And it actually has been a really, really great month and a half or so.
What was it like then to actually get back to a little bit of the physical with the physical painting when you were creating your work for the Gallery Annex show?
I missed it so much. I think there was a time of hesitancy over the past year and a half of where I just was anxious to paint on top of something that I've kind of painted to look so polished already. So for me to be in this situation and this show, I kind of saw it as a blessing for me to kind of jump into that again.
Tom is keeping busy during isolation. He just finished some commission work for the Seattle Seahawks. He did digital sketches of their NFL draft picks. Now you can see more of his art or purchase it on his social media or website, Tom Day Art. Indy keeps creating. Stay home, stay well.